Interpreter tonight. Letter to Nairobi County Assembly Speaker, Sonko explains that the decision to promote the Chief Officer for Disaster Management was informed by the fact that he faces corruption charges. NTV's Olive Burrows has more.
I do hereby nominate to the position of deputy governor.
Having held the capital city in suspense for the better part of his tenure served on who would step into the shoes of his former deputy, Polycarp Igathe, Sonko has named a candidate again. This time round, the nominee is Anne Kananu Mwenda, who has served as his chief officer for disaster management. In making the nomination, Sonko exhorted the Nairobi County Assembly to expedite the process of her approval by way of vetting, just as they were preparing. In his letter to the Nairobi County Assembly Speaker Beatrice Elachi, Sonko made no reference to her suitability for the job, except to defend his right to nominate her.
As a law-abiding citizen, I will continue to abide by the bail terms granted to me and ensure that the operations of the county are not affected in any way.
It is up in the air whether the nomination violates the terms of his bail, which restrain him from accessing the county offices. The Director of Public Prosecutions greeting the news of Mwenda's nomination with opposition, viewing the nomination as an unacceptable breach of his bail terms.
There was a decision to be made on whether or not a governor can reshuffle. And practically speaking, the courts have agreed with him because the Court of Appeal has said they still function. And since he reshuffled, he was supposed to be committed for contempt, but I don't think that will succeed. That matter, of course, is still pending. We'll see how the DPP goes about it.
The position of Deputy Governor has remained vacant since Polycarp Igathe resigned 2 years ago in January of 2018. 4 months later, he nominated alienating figure Miguna, but that proposal, viewed by many as insincere, was quickly shot down. But his recent arrest that puts him at risk of impeachment has seen the governor come under increasing pressure from the establishment to name a deputy.
Following my arraignment in court in December 2019 and the subsequent bail terms that, among other things, require me as governor to stay out of office until the determination of the matter. Given the foregoing, and in the interests of ensuring stability at Kenya's capital city and the largest county by economy and population.
But as was the case in the Miguna instance, Sonko may be in a race to nowhere, the governor having failed to consult the ruling party on whose ticket he was elected and whose blessing Mwenda will need if the assembly is to push through her nomination. The Nairobi County Assembly now has 14 days to consider his proposal and either accept or reject Anne Mwenda's nomination as deputy governor. Olive Burrows, NTV.